But with that said, I'm going to get out of here. I will talk to you guys later. Peace. 2 minutes ago. What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Leo, and welcome to the bird section. All right, all right, all right. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We had sorry. Sorry about that. But yeah, let's talk about it, folks. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about what we saw today. Lots to cover, from the Eagles preseason game against the Cleveland Browns, just, ended about 20 minutes ago. And, I hung on. And I just got to say, crazy shout out to Philly 500, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, keep Philly 500 in your prayers. My man and his entire family, contracted COVID. And so he was the soldier today. You know what? The MVP of the game today was Philly 500. Philly 500 deserves the game ball, the MVP, all that stuff, because to have to sit there and watch a man push through COVID to bring you guys, the what on the Philadelphia Eagles and what we saw today, yeah, he ought to be commended. So proud of the effort that Philly showed to make sure that to make sure that everything went off without a hitch, and it did. So, happy for my man, you know what I'm saying? And very, very proud to see him go through the things that he was going through. And so, again, Philly 500, just want you to know, man, I want you to feel better, bro. We need you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs you for the coming season. So my man, you deserve the MVP, the game ball, for pushing through. Definitely made me feel like, you know what I'm saying? I got to make sure I'm on my game. Because honestly, y'all, I really wasn't planning on doing this until I hopped on and saw Philly. I was watching the game and was going to do something later on tonight. But then listening to him, I was like, nah. Sometimes we got to pick up where we can to hold our friends up. And so I decided to go live today and talk about all the things that I saw during the game, seeing, everything, I'll say it again, a lot of good on good, a lot of good on bad, I've said it before and I continue to keep saying it, having seen everything that we've seen, particularly when it comes to the off season, I like seeing the mistakes. I like seeing the guys being playing out of position and all that stuff. And the only reason why I like it is because if you're going to make those kinds of mistakes, preseason, is when you make those mistakes. Training camp is when you make those mistakes. And so these are things that are all coachable, So first things first, because I'd be remiss if I didn't start off with this, but we got our safety. We got our starting safety opposite Reed Blankenship, and that's Andrew Makuba. He performed exactly how we anticipated he would perform when we drafted him. Okay, so the expectations and the things that were said about him when Andrew Makuba was drafted, you saw on display today. You know, and I was pretty happy. He got a pick six, and he got a fumble recovery, interception fumble recovery. So, that was good. There's still a battle for the cornerback two position, but I got to tell you what, though, Jacorian Bennett, my man is making the case. You know what I'm saying? We saw today with these, and y'all know how I look at preseason games. I call them live fire exercises. I was pretty happy with the things that I saw from Jacorian Bennett. He took a really hard shot to the shoulder, I think like in the third quarter or what have you, and he even came back into the game. So that showed that he's a gamer. But once again, and listen, for all y'all who are watching right now, please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And feel free to hit me up in the chat. Let me know what y'all think. I'm going to be putting the link of this in the matter of fact, because me, y'all. This is the bird section, so I like to have people. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcomed on the bird section, and so I'm a huge fan of getting the of having the a difference of opinion. I appreciate it. So let me do this for y'all right quick, and then we could get back to talking about what we saw today. Because man, oh man, oh man, I was pretty impressed, to say the least. So there you go. Bam. There you guys go. So anybody who wants to hop in, what I'm saying, and give me your opinions on what you saw and talk about it. Let's talk about it, okay? That being said, what else did we see? Well, um, need to see too much from Tanner McKee. We already know that backup QB spot is all taken care of. But DTR and Kyle McCord, DTR, I don't know how much more time he got with us right now, y'all, for real. And I'm just keeping it a buck. Okay, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I don't think we're gonna see too much of him. All right, that's just me keeping it all the way 100. No, you know what? That's me keeping it all the way a Philly 500. How's that? Again, shout out to Philly 500 for pushing through, man. You the real MVP, my man, for real. What else did we see? Well, Jihad Campbell. I let me say this to y'all, and I'm keeping it all the way a Philly 500. All right, Jihad. It, I don't care what a Dallas Cowboy fan has to say or a content creator. I'm specific. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? You guys know y'all playing us week one. You know what I'm saying? And what you saw today and throughout the course of the preseason and everything like that, I know y'all scouting us. Y'all have to be. And you can't tell me that what you saw from Jahad Campbell and Andrew Makuba, you know what I'm saying, didn't put y'all on notice. You guys are on notice. All right. And understand something. That was just the second preseason game of the offseason. You know what I'm saying? I like the rookies, Cooper. I like Anais Smith. Man, look here, bruh. Okay, look here. Didn't see a whole lot of Johnny Wilson. I don't even think I saw Johnny Wilson at all. And then, but Anais Smith, absolutely. You know, Patrick Robinson, y'all. That's another one. You know what I'm saying? I was more concerned with the individual effort and display and what are these guys seeing, how they're reacting to the ball, more than I could care, more than I thought about the score. I can give less than a damn about the score. Again, I was more concerned with what I was seeing from the live fire exercise, which is, what I'm saying, the what our guy how our guys were playing, so that being said, what I'm saying, I just felt like, yo, these dudes is really, and understand something, a lot of these guys are on the bubble, and are playing for starting positions, or at least, and I told Philly 500, I said on the chat, I told him, I was like, I'm looking at this wide receiver core because you got Johnny Wilson, Anais Smith, you know, you got a lot of guys. I think we're going to end up having to stash players on the practice squad more so than we're going to have at least 6 wide receivers. Uh, what up, Alfredo? He says wanted to win as payback after Browns kicked our ass in practice. No, no, didn't that practice didn't bother me one iota. Uh, and let me tell you why. Okay, let me tell you why that didn't really bother me. It didn't really bother me only because what I'm saying, like, it's preseason. You want those mistakes. We had a bad practice, a bad practice. You know what I'm saying? We had more good practices, more good joint practice meetings than we did bad practices. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you want. A lot of good on good, a lot of bad on good, a lot of good on bad. You know what I'm saying? Because these mistakes that were made, the things, listen, not even just evaluating the players, but also evaluating the coaching as well. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these things can you can actually point to the coaching, you know what I'm saying? Um the play calling, like truth be told, like towards the middle of the third quarter, you know, and then going throughout the game, I thought the coaching calls could have left a lot to be desired. I would have really liked to see a lot more throwing of the ball. DTR was not it. You know what I'm saying? you know, McCord, was doing what he could, but also the offensive line combinations. Wanting to see those guys. Now, y'all already know I'm a big fan of the hometown kid, Holland Pierce, who came from my hometown, Trenton, New Jersey. He didn't even get in the game, so I'm disappointed in that. But again, he's an undrafted free agent, so but a big dude, straight out of Rutgers, y'all, a big dude. You know what I'm saying? But running the ball, seeing how these guys were these guys getting, push on the ball, are they pulling and everything like that. Oh God. One of our rookies, he was pulling real well. Oh, and I can't think of his name right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm drawing a complete blank at this point. But again, nothing. I'm not, overly concerned, at this point because again, we're about to start doing the whole roster cuts, leading up into the next one, to get down to 53. So I'm pretty happy that we're at the downhill of training camp and the off season, and getting ready to start, implementing, our different packages going into the season, at least our baseline packages, so guys can know these next few practices, these from here on out, you're really going to want to pay close attention to whatever, individual camp battles that are going on within the Philadelphia Eagles organization, because this is where things start to get a lot more serious. Okay, we get a lot more serious, when we're starting about looking at who could possibly make the team and everything like that. Here's one of the sobering facts, right? Pay attention to the waiver wire to give you, and I'm pointing that out, and I'm saying all this because I'm saying, listen, we have a lot of talent on this team, and other teams are going to poach what we let go. So it is going to be ultra important that we pay close attention, because that practice squad that the Philadelphia Eagles is going to have this year, I believe as the year goes on, a lot of those guys are going to get some reps. A lot of those guys they're going to get called up for a game or two. Some of them may even be called up to the active roster permanently. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that we're going to see a lot coming out of, we're going to get a lot of use out of our practice squad players, because my guys, I'm on the same train as Philly 500 when it comes to just be off the wide receiver position. I even feel good about our running back depth, because that's the thing. That's going to be the key thing for us. When it comes to this team and every team, but particularly when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, with the way our schedule is looking this year, you know, it's going to come down at the end of the year. It's going to come down to health. Who's still healthy? How many people do we have that are actually watching, that are actually still going to be upright come December, January timeframe? That's what's really going to be ultra important, that we're going to have to keep into mind. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, what's the relationship going to be like between Jalen Hurts and Kevin Patullo, our new offensive coordinator? Kev Talk Birds, what's going on? We saw some good and bad today. Kevin, I just said that. I literally just said that. I said a lot of good on good, and a lot of good on bad. Okay, because the good on bad, you know what I'm saying, means that these are guys that everything's coachable. You know what I'm saying? Um, I believe we made it out of the game with no major injury concerns, which is always the number one thing. And here's the other thing too. I just want to say this, right? In my opinion, and this is just Leo, y'all. So don't hold me to it, but don't hold everybody else to it. But this is just Leo's philosophy, right? There is only when a bad day of practice, a bad camp, a bad day at training camp is only a bad day when someone gets hurt. Okay, that's a bad day. Okay, if guys are missing catches and out of place and looking lost and all that stuff, that's the whole purpose of training camp. That's when you're supposed to make those mistakes. Practice is when you have the big you want those mistakes to be made in practice, because you know why? There's no real consequence to it as far as the team and the whole 9 yards, because that's when you're supposed to identify them. The faster we can identify the shortcomings of the team, the better. Hence why I'm not sweating the whole cornerback two position, only because number one, the biggest reason why I'm not sweating is because Howie Roseman is our GM. So like, listen, if there's still some question marks about the DB2 position, you know what I'm saying, from this week on up to week 1, y'all already know how he's on the phone checking out, trying to he's going to bring some people in here. You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of people on for our DB room. You know what I'm saying? And if nobody is actually, separated themselves to be able to play opposite of Quinyon Mitchell, then that's fine. Howie's going to just, y'all know Howie. Okay. Y'all know Vic Fangio. Okay. Vic Fangio don't give a goddamn what round you was picked in. He don't care how athletic you may be. You know what I'm saying? If you are not playing up to the standard, guess what? You can get your ass the hell up out of here. Just like as Bryce Huff. Ask Bryce Huff about that. There was another kid that we had, and we traded him to another team because my man saw the writing on the wall. Was like, I ain't gonna make this team. These guys are too damn good. I need to go somewhere where at least I have a shot. Okay, and there was a lot of that going on. So look, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. It's okay. It's cool. But when I think about the way that this team is moving and the things that are happening, if our shortcomings can be actually addressed through coaching and coaching hard, oh, yeah, I'm good. Shout out to Landon Dickerson. Okay. My man had a surgical procedure for his meniscus, and the next day he was out on the practice field with no crutches, just a sleeve on his leg, carrying a bag full of beers, okay, sharing them with the offensive lines for both the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns, and talking to people. So I'm okay. Hey, what up, Logan? How you doing? Hey, Leo. We lose, but it's preseason. We will get better. No, Logan, we don't lose. Okay, we don't lose. I know a lot of other teams think that way or what have you, but we like losses because it helps us to identify what our shortcomings are and we can immediately address them. And Logan, you already know. Next week and the week after that, they're gonna be, Vic gonna be in their asses. Vic is not gonna, like just be like, okay, fellas, it's okay. No, you already know. And Logan, you already know how he's on the phone trying to get some more people in. So again, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy. Like I said, we do not have a bad day of practice. A bad day of practice, a bad anything is when someone gets hurt. That's the only thing that makes practice in the preseason and during training camp bad. Okay. Other than that, when they're making mistakes like that and all that stuff, please, because that's when they're supposed to make it. But from the quarterback, from the backup QB position, so happy we got Tanner McKee on our team. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we'll probably end up getting something in the next couple years for him. You know what I'm saying? When we trade him, because he should be starting on somebody. He should be contending for a starting position on someone else's roster. But the fact that we have him on our team, that makes me feel good because at least because the biggest thing that I've always harped on, and I learned this lesson through Nick Foles, is that we do value competent backup QB play. You know what I'm saying? And all I needed to see was if Tanner McKee was a competent QB, and he's showing me that. Now, I would like to see a more capable third string quarterback. You know what I'm saying? DTR McCord. I'm leaning more towards McCord than I am to DTR because that dude just can't get. I think he's too nervous. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that that's also from lack of having actual real reps and getting where you are. Because when you're like the fourth man down from third, fourth, fifth, or sixth quarterbacks, however many, at that point you're more so a camp arm than anything. And so I would imagine that we're probably going to end up dropping, at least DTR, and I wouldn't be surprised if we drop McCourt and they end up bringing another QB who got hit the waiver wire from another team that Howie may have scouted. So again, you know, um, he said, Kev said, we learned today lost turn lesson. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. I'm sorry, Kev talk. Thank you, Kev. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's exactly what I've been trying to tell people. Listen, it's all good. This is all good. We're not See, here's what happens, and I'm not saying this is the case with all of y'all, but I can imagine a lot of people, particularly Philadelphia fans. Let me help y'all out with something, okay? Understand something. We are not the Dallas Cowboys. We are not the Washington Commanders, okay? We're not them. When you talk the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders, you are talking about things that don't apply to us because you're talking about things that have nothing to do with football and have everything to do with what the front offices of those organizations are doing or not doing. All right. For us, it's strictly for football. If whatever our shortcomings may be, it's a football thing and only a football thing. Ain't nobody fighting with nobody. Ain't nobody like none of that. None of that is happening. Okay. We're really just talking football. And that's a really nice place to be. You know what I'm saying? The Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders are in customer service and we're in the checkout line. Okay. That's where we are. We're not them, you know. And so and trust me, they know because I said this last night. I did a video on here last night. Y'all can check that out from yesterday. But I said, like, listen, ain't no way in hell, y'all, like, here's the thing with all the issues they got going on and everything like that. Would you believe that they really think that they're going to beat us on banner night week 1? You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I I'm almost starting to realize that I'm starting to think that I don't even think they think they're going to I don't think they I think they really think they're going to lose. Their problem is they just don't want to be embarrassed. That's the thing. They don't mind losing because they know they're going to lose. They just don't want to be embarrassed. Okay? In the loss. They don't want a 55-23. They don't want a 40-23. They don't want that. They just don't want to be embarrassed because you know why? Jerry has embarrassed them for the last few weeks. You know what I'm saying? The biggest problem I have with those fan bases is that guess what? With all the crying that they do, Jerry messed it up and Jerry this and da 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 and all the stuff that they say, and it's hard being a Cowboys fan. Please cry me a river. Cause you know why? You know why I don't feel sorry for you? I'm gonna tell you exactly why I don't feel sorry for you. Because y'all still gonna get that man, y'all still gonna get that organization your money. Bet you they were still running tours today at the Star. How much money did they make at Oxnard? Because it looked packed. It was packed it was packed even when Michael wasn't even he was they just wanted to, people was paying them their money. Okay. Then Jerry goes on, then they released some Netflix docu-series about the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what it does? It covers everything that happened 30 years ago. You know why? Because the younger generation of the Cowboys fan base cannot begin to imagine what it was like then because they've never seen it. So now he wants to educate them. This is how you get and the problem is that listen, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, do not take any advice from a Cowboys fan on what it's like to be a winner in the modern era. Do not. All of their Super Bowls were won in the late 1900s. Okay, the late 1900s. Their philosophy and the way that they've been doing things, even today, the way the Cowboys do things is from the late 1900s. All right, they don't know. There's a lot of people who have never seen them win a Super Bowl and everything like that, who have based the way they see football from what they learned from the Cowboys from the late 1900s. They have no clue what it's like to win in the modern era. And that, y'all, is the thing that I think is the most, interesting aspect of when it comes to dealing with the Dallas Cowboy fan base. Okay, so again, y'all, we'll be fine. Okay, we will be all right. All we have to do right now is huddle back up. Let's lick our wounds. See, I'm worried. I want to know. I hope Bennett is doing fine because he took a nice shot to the shoulder, even though he went back into the game later on and whatnot. I'm sure he's going to be sore. And again, Anaya Smith looked good. You know what I'm saying? Didn't see Johnny Wilson. Didn't need to see Johnny Wilson, to be honest with you. I want to see guys, and y'all know I'm really, really hard when it comes to, I think, I like to see what our guys look like going through live fire exercises. I don't. Dallas won't win anything until Jerry checks out of here. Long live Jerry Wayne Jones. Long live Jerry Jones. That's what I have to say. You know what I'm saying? Jerry, I commend you. I think you are doing an excellent job. I don't care what Denzel Washington has to say. I don't care what the fan base has to say. I don't care what nobody has to say. I think you are doing, I'm sorry, we think you're doing an excellent job. So keep up the good work, Jerry. Keep doing what it is that you do. I hope that this is I hope it doesn't end. You know what I'm saying? I wish you long health. I wish you long vitality, mental capacity, all that. I hope that you never, because you said it yourself, ain't nobody can do it better than me. You're right, Jerry. Ain't nobody gonna do it better than you. So you keep on doing what it is that you're doing, and then we'll keep doing what we doing. Okay. The fan base really needs to take a page out of your book and just follow your lead. Jerry ain't worried about what we got going on over here, and neither should y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to this game, Cleveland had a lot of good on good and a lot of good on bad too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not, like, okay, it's still the Cleveland Browns. So I guess, who cares? Who cares? Okay, so again, right now, my main concern, and listen, you guys hear how I'm talking, right? You know what I'm saying? You guys hear y'all hear how Philly 500 be talking, right? Y'all know how Eagles Drew be doing his thing, talking his shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all even know how Logan Motorsports be typing up talking his shit too in everybody's chats and stuff like that. Here's the thing. They find it annoying. They can't stand it. And the reason why is because it's all true. See, it's different when you can talk shit and then you got receipts to back it up. Okay. And like, here's the biggest receipt we got. Okay. That for a lot of players, for a lot of the fan bases, the fans from other fan bases, in particular, the Dallas Cowboys, it's and understand something. This is for every single Eagles fan within range of my voice. If you are watching this, you know what I'm saying, even in a recording and whatnot, do not allow yourself to subdue or calm down your fandom to make other fan bases feel better. Because that's what they'll do. They'll say things to you like, you need to humble yourself. You guys should humble yourself. Ooh, be careful, but no, uh, uh. If your perspective on winning is from the late 1900s, shut the fuck up. That's what you need to do. Just shut the fuck. Like, don't talk to us, because that's not how it is. You know, the run game again. Like I said, Needs to be can be better, but I'm still okay with that. I think Cooper, the rookie running back Cooper, was doing what he could do. Again, going back to the from defense, Jahad Campbell is definitely going to be a problem. A lot of I didn't see Ty Robinson, I think, and oh man, there's number 79, I think it is. 71, the defensive tackle, also did good. So we had some, like guys, individual players on the team showed some flashes, and it's just a matter of putting a lot of these guys in a particular type of combination with everybody else, including guys from the offensive line. I think Brett Toth had a pretty up and down day, but again, these were live fire exercises, and these are things that and understand something. I said this last night, and I want to remind folks, the Philadelphia Eagles had the fourth most offensive line combinations of last year. The fourth most. I think we had 29 different offensive line combinations. Yet we were still able to put together. We still had a running back who had over 2,000 yards, and we still had a 1,000-yard wide receiver. Uh, Kev Talking Bird says, just wait until we see Kuba and Campbell with the starters. Their game will enhance for sure. Absolutely. And we can't listen. I don't think people realize this because it's kind of like sneaky or what have you. But our linebacker core, wow. Wow. You know what I'm saying? We got some. Listen, we have so much talent in the building. We're going to need to stash a lot of good players on our practice squad. Okay. And we'll probably end up using the hell out of that practice squad during the course of the season. You know what I'm saying? So I think that our practice squad is going to be made up of guys who will immediately be ready to go. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to carry, I'm on the same, like I said, I'm on the same page as Philly 500, saying that I think that we're going to end up carrying, six wide receivers and probably high like another two or three on the practice squad. So, hey, Linda, I told you, Leo, five linebackers deep. Yes, you did, girl. You sure did. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? If I didn't give you enough focus for having said that, I'm definitely, Linda Kyers has been preaching, five linebackers pretty much since the beginning of the first preseason joint practices in the preseason. She's been saying that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, Linda Conyers, for holding that down because you was right. You know, Trotter Jr., Jihad Campbell. These guys, like I'm saying, y'all, if don't sleep on the Philadelphia Eagles linebackers. And what's even scarier is that I genuinely believe, I genuinely believe that this defense this year, okay, will be better than last year's. And understand something, Vic Fangio took the Philadelphia Eagles from ranked number 26 at the beginning of the season to 1 by the end of the season. Okay. Now, if for those of you who don't understand the significance of that, or if it may go over your head, you know what I'm saying? That's the record. We broke the record. No team in the history of the NFL has, since they've been doing rankings, has has jumped from 26 to 1. Never. You know what I'm saying? Shmael Munden was everywhere. That's the other Shmael Munden. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Linda. I was trying to. I've been having brain farts and all this other stuff because again, I wasn't prepared to be on here, but I felt so bad for Philly 500 and the way he was sounding and he kept going and going, and the more he kept going, the worse he kept getting. I kept saying, bro, shut it down, get some rest. Let me take it for you. I got you. I'll give you I'll do the post game report, and handle it for you. And so, I'm like, but and Linda, listen, I said that Philly 500 is the MVP. He gets the MVP because he actually pushed through because he's battling with COVID. So again, shout out to Philly 500. I hope you feel better, bro, for real. But I salute you for what you were able to get, what you were able to work through. You did that shit, bro. But yeah, Ismail Munden was all over the place, y'all. Okay. I'm telling you, like these, so what? We had one bad day of practice. That's great. Well, what they call one bad day of practice. I don't think it was a bad day. I like for our shortcomings to be highlighted, illuminated. Okay. I like for our shortcomings to be illuminated at this time and time when you're in the off season or when it's training camp. All right. Because that's where you're supposed to find it. All right. So I just imagine, like I said, I imagine that as time goes on, because again, y'all know how Vic Fangio is, you know what I'm saying? How our coaches are doing. Again, I think this is going to be a really dangerous defense. You know what I'm saying? So you figure this really dangerous defense against a really, lethal offense. I think also because of those factors, and you don't need Leo to sit here and tell you what this is. You don't need me to tell you. Okay, you really don't. All you need to do is look at the film. Okay, look at the film. Look at the talent. Look at the individual talent. All right, you haven't seen a whole lot of the offensive players during the course of this off season. Only in practice and stuff like that in the notes. But you figure because it's not just about different offensive line combinations. It's also about different defensive line combinations. It's about having depth at the linebacker position. It's about obtaining depth even in the secondary. I think Andrew Makuba has solidified himself as the starter for the secondary and as safety. You know, and you know what? I'm okay with that because you know why? Sidney Brown is going to be will be a depth piece, so that should him or Reed go down, Sidney could step in. You know what I'm saying? Cooper DeJean could stay in the slot, or he'll play safety in the base packages. You know what I'm saying? What you saw today, everything that was going on, you know what I'm saying? That gives understand something. Do y'all realize how Vic Fangio must be, sitting there like, I got some toys to play with. Yeah. Okay. Vic Fangio is Dr. Frankenstein. Okay. He's going to put together the right pieces that, we're definitely going to be making an impression on everybody. Okay. So I do think that the Philadelphia Eagles defense is going to be lights out. They're going to be formidable. Okay. This is we're going to be a tough team to have to play with. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who's on our who's we I don't care who's on our schedule. Everybody can get smashed. Anybody can get smashed at this point. I think we're seeing the beginnings of what it looks like. We're going to have another goon squad. Mm-hmm. That's what I think they did. That's what I think Howie and them did. I think Howie and them went and Vic and them went and was like identifying nothing but goons. That's what we got. We got a bunch of goons on the team. We about to have a whole lot of goons on our team, y'all. They did it. They doing it again. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a whole bunch of goons. We're gonna have guys who's gonna be smacking the shit out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna have running backs that's just gonna be running everybody over. You know what I'm saying? That run game you saw. And let me look this up right now because I didn't even think to, let's look at what the stats were for the game. You know what I'm saying? Because again, a lot of good on good and a lot of good on bad. And where are we at here? Here we go. Let's check this out, right? Boom. Let's see here. What are we? Sorry about this, y'all. I'm trying to get the stats up, but it's not giving them to me. Again, we lost 22-13. So what? Who cares? You okay. Sorry about that, y'all, but it's not giving the stats aren't available as of right now. And I don't know why that is. It sucks because I want to be able to talk with you guys about that. Mm, okay. I'll have to cover it again later on, you know what I'm saying? Um, to get to be able to go through that with you guys. But in the end, oh, wait a minute. Uh Linda says Tristan McCollum and Andrew Makuba had good games today. Also, what's up, Mikey? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the other guy, Tristan McCollum. I was trying to talk about. You know what I'm saying? He seemed to be all over. Linda, answer me this: how are you feeling about what you saw from which like a lot? Am I right about a lot of good on good and a lot of good on bad? You know what I'm saying? Because the biggest thing for me is it's only a bad day when someone is hurt. You know what I'm saying? In the preseason, uh, I hope the poor QB play doesn't affect Darius Cooper making the team. You know what? I don't think it will, Kev, and let me tell you why. Because I think the reason is because it's also about the play calling. I was kind of like I was a bit disappointed that I didn't see a whole lot of passing. From the middle of the third quarter on. You know what I'm saying? Would have liked to have seen more. And I think that had a lot to do with, wanting to see how the offensive line guys were going to be playing and getting the push. As Mike said, I just got out of work and missed the game. Mike, I said it, Mikey. It was a lot of good on good and a lot of good on bad. Her safety play was good. Yeah, Andrew Makuba got a pick six and a fumble recovery. You know what I'm saying? Jihad Campbell got a sack like in the first, I think like the first couple of plays of the game. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Jonathan Harvey says, "Afternoon, sir. DTR doesn't have it as a QB." Said that. Yep. Preseason is about wanting a job on current team, and his play doesn't embrace that. Eagles may just have Jalen and Tanner on 53. I think we're going to end up getting another QB if it's not McCord. You know what I'm saying? Just because you need that, we ought to have three QBs. I think that's something that's going to be important. Then again, at the same time, I'm also like looking at this. I'm looking at the amount of talent that we have on the team, and I'm like, shit, we might have to stash some players on the practice squad. That's how deep we are. You know what I'm saying? In particular, in the wide receiver position. And to Linda's point, five linebackers. We're at least five linebackers deep. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And even on the wide receiver position, you know what I'm saying? Like we may fuck around and end up carrying like six wide receivers and stashing some dudes on the practice squad and then also on the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? On the defensive line, I think we're pretty good at defensive tackle, you know what I'm saying? Moral Jomo, you know what I'm saying? Ty Robinson, Jalix Hunt, on the edge. These guys, you know, like seriously, y'all. Seriously, can y'all dig it? Do you realize like that's what like in my mind, I'm just like there's a lot of guys. We got a lot to have to go through. Kyle McCord needs to develop. Yeah, Linda, which is why I'm saying, like third QB, okay, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Then again, and the only reason why I'm like maybe and okay and all this other stuff, even when it comes to the DB2 position, and the only reason why I'm like this is because Howie's our general manager. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that he's in lockstep with Vic, and he's like, we ain't got nobody on the team right now. Go get somebody. And you know what? Okay, and how we going? You know what I'm saying? Hence why we got Jacorian Bennett, and I think it's going to end up being Jacorian Bennett as our number two DB. Oh, not McCollum, but oh, Mick, um, there's another dude, Mick Williams. It's another DB who's starting to make some noise too. Or McMac, Mc, yeah, McWilliams, Mac McWilliams. You know what I'm saying? I think he's also what up, Blue Pill? What up, champ? You know what I'm saying? I think that's another one that's going to end up that's trying to make a name for himself too, because hey, we need guys that's going to step up. And here's the thing, that being said, it also means that it's all depth. That's the biggest thing. This season is going to come down to health. Remember, y'all, we getting everybody's number one shot because we're the reigning champs right now. You know what I'm saying? It's Mikey. I'm worried about our secondary. I'm not as much as as much as everyone thinks seems to be. I'm not that kind of worried. Not at this time. Not at this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I embrace the shortcomings, Mikey. I embrace it because this is where, for these shortcomings to be illuminated at this point, you know what I'm saying? It's good. What up, GB Dunn? Dunn. Where you at, bro? Where you at? You know what I'm saying? Listen, invite to everybody, but it's particularly when it comes to Dunn, GB Dunn, you know what I'm saying? There y'all go. There's the link to the stream. Hop y'all asses in here if you want. Come tell me how you feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind. I really don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Come on in, you know what I'm saying? And tell me what you really think. Um, uh, Jonathan Harvey says Castro Field has best shot at cornerback two if coaches judge without bias. Okay, Jonathan, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Even if he doesn't get the DB2 slot, guess what? He's gonna be on the team, if not on the practice squad. Depth. You see what I'm saying? Depth. And listen, y'all, let me say this because I noticed this. I don't know if y'all noticed this in the last preseason game, but when Tanner McKee is under center, right? When he's playing, when he's on the team, when he's on the field, you know what I'm saying? It's a different looking team. Still a good, serviceable looking team, though. Okay. He's a completely different quarterback than Jalen, but he's also a very competent looking quarterback. Okay. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? It's in the chat, bro. Matter of fact, here, I'm gonna text it to you now. Sorry about that, y'all. There you go, Dunn. I just texted to you. Okay. Hop on in, man. Come see me. Come see your boy. You know what I'm saying? Come see your boy. If all goes well, chat, we're gonna have a big this is big, y'all. Okay. And we get my former co-host GB Dunn, you know what I'm saying, to hop in on here. You know what I'm saying? That's a treat. That's a real treat, you know what I'm saying? Because, he's definitely someone whose opinion I do admire when it comes to talking, bird section stuff. You know what I'm saying? My man it has the heart of a lion. You know what I'm saying? Ask our friend Eugene Monroe about that. You know what I'm saying? But again, y'all, I'm not super overly concerned. And listen, y'all, anybody in the chat, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe and, talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, this is an Eagles content creator platform. This is for all fans of the Eagles. But here's the thing: it ain't just for them. I want everybody: San Fran fans, Dallas fans, Commander fans, Giants fans, Chiefs fans, Chargers fans, Houston. I don't care. Everybody's welcome. You know what I'm saying? Linda says, "Uh-oh, can't." Sorry about that, y'all. That's my little cousin calling me. I'll hit him back later. Uh, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Anybody wanting to hop in here? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Make sure I ain't missing. Okay. Anybody wants to hop in on here, please do so. You know, like I've always said, I would love to have y'all on here talk about shit. Uh Blue pill, that's all we need. Bennett played solid cornerback two today. That's all we need. I said the same thing. Jacorian Bennett made his debut and he looked good. Glad to see champions get their opinion on my Eagles. This is my first time here. Oh, blue pill. Come on, bro. And feel free to come back whenever you want, however you feel like it. Jonathan already said Howie and Cleveland might be trade talk sending Dylan Gabriel to Birds during roster cuts. Just a thought. You know what? I believe, if you've noticed before, we've done this a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely have a relationship with Cleveland. We also have a relationship with Cincinnati, you know what I'm saying? And I think how he's scouting their players too and watching who they're gonna let go. So I wouldn't be, Jonathan, because of Howie, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Blue pill, you know, um, I think like I said, man, anybody, Jeff Lee, go Cowboys for life, Leo. Jeff, God bless you. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Bless y'all hearts, bless your heart for real. Okay. Cause I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Is the rule now 4 QBs on the roster? No, if you're carrying 4 QBs, then after the QB 3 and QB 4, you must see something in them that no one else can see yet. You know what I'm saying? Especially number 4. And the thing is, Linda, you know, I really believe that, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you are, Jeff. We woke up this morning, so let's keep things in its proper perspective. But yeah, Linda, I think that that's not the case for us because we don't have 4, quality QBs. You know what I'm saying? It's Mikey. I definitely want to get on one day when I'm not driving. You have great content and need someone to talk me out of worries about let Gardner go. Mikey, I got you. I got you. I got you, man. I understand from what place you coming from, and if need be, I'll hit the likes people for my friend. Hey, thanks, Jeff. I know. Blue Pill says, I remember a time when Cowboys had something over us, but now I kind of just feel bad for them. Blue Pill, that's because let me tell you something. That's because you have an ability to have compassion. You genuinely don't want to see anything bad happen to, certain people and to see them go through what they're going through. Me, on the other hand, listen, I wallow in their sorrow. Okay. I love up. Hold on, everybody. He's here. Oh, Sookie. Oh, Sookie, y'all. We got him. He's here. My man Dunn, you're on mute, bro. You are on mute. So unmute yourself when you can. Mm. Everybody, I'd like to introduce star attraction of today's show. My man, GB
Yo, Leo.
Dunn. What up, bro?
What up,
Where
yo?
you at, man?
I'm in the crib with right here with Damon, trying to figure this out.
What's up, Leo?
But I can't. You muted, Leo.
What up, twin? What's good?
What's good, Leo?
Chilling, man. Welcome to the bird section, everybody. We got my man, the star attraction of today's show, GB Dunn. You know what I'm saying?
How y'all doing? What's up with the people, man? What's up with the people?
Yeah, man. Give a shout out to the folks in the bird section. Give us what your take on today's game was, what you thought about. I
Um,
told everybody I saw a lot of good on good and a lot of good on bad. I like when we make mistakes during the preseason and the off season because these are things that can be fixed. The only bad practice that we have is one when someone gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? And right now, the things that we saw, I truly believe can be corrected. And if they can't at this time during training camp, how he's on the phone
yeah.
looking and is going to bring somebody in. So tell people what you think. Give them your take.
I just think like you said, Howie's he gonna be on the phones within now, up until September. He gonna be on those phones. Like those DTR, like even Eli Ricks a little bit, man. Like I don't know, it's just a secondary really kind of worries me. I like Mukba, but
Makuba.
Makuba, yeah, like I love what he did today. And I really like Kyle McCord as our backup too, like over DTR. Given the fact of how he looked today, like he was relaxing a little bit. It was still some things to clean up, but for the most part, he was cool. But I don't know, I'm ready to see the starters, as I felt. I ain't gonna lie. Today made me feel like I need the starters more than ever because they were stressing me out. I'm like, we can't get in the box, my God. But just last week we was getting in the box, so week to week thing. Can you hear me, Leo?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on for a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sitting there. Wait a minute. I think I might have sent the wrong thing to my man Game Time Brian. Um. Oh, okay. Got you. Sorry about that, Game Time. Um. My bad. I misread what he was trying to tell me. I think look, man. One of our subscribers on here is hold on. Okay, bro. Um, I'm on live now. Oh, my bad. I misunderstood. Game Time, my man, Game Time Brian. And listen, y'all, if y'all have not gone to Game Time Brian's page, please do so. Make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Good dude. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Got my man sending him okay. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to Game Time Brian's channel and also to my man Mark Holmes' channel. These guys are at Philly 500. Yeah, Philly, hey, bro, Philly 500's in the chat. I gave you your flowers at the beginning of this. I said that, I believe that I uh I I believe that you deserve the MVP, you know what I'm saying? Because my man, he's battling through Dunn. Philly 500 is battling through COVID. And my man live streamed and reacted to the game while battling with COVID. And
Yeah,
he did that.
it's
You
real
know what I'm
tough.
saying? So, in my opinion, I felt so bad for him. I was like, yo, Philly, I'm gonna go live. I'll cover the reaction and everything like that. Cause I need you to get your rest. We need you ready, you know what I'm saying, for week one. And so that's why I'm on here right now. You know what I'm saying? But Philly 500 deserves the MVP and game ball for the day because he pushed through and you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Dingback Nation is in the house for sure. Ain't that right, Linda? You know what I'm saying? And Philly 500 says Makuba was his star for the day. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I think, and look,
I think so too.
you know what, Don, listen, what they said about Andrew Makuba when we drafted him, we saw today. Okay, that was what we saw. So, in my opinion, I've been on, and I've said this throughout. This is that no, you deserve it, bro. For real, Philly, you deserve it. That's right, Kev. Tell him. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Philly, I'm doing this because you can't. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you get on, you know what I'm saying, we be right there with you. So, but I think that to Linda's point, because
Oh,
Linda Kyers was. Uh-oh, you all right?
yeah, we good, we good, we good.
You at the cabin?
I'm
Oh
everywhere.
man.
I'm in
Okay.
the cabin even when I'm not there.
My man, I feel you. But at the same time, I'm just like, Linda Conyers was the one who was the first one who was like, yo, we about to be 5 linebackers deep. You know what I'm saying? You saw how Jahad Campbell, was looking, you know what I'm saying? Then you also saw how Shmael London was doing his thing. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And then, again, I think Jacorian Bennett made a case, you know what I'm saying? Matt McWilliams, you know what I'm saying, for the DB2 position, you know what I'm saying, was also, I think he's a long shot, but I think he has a real chance. And if not, he'll definitely be on the
You know what I'm looking
practice
forward to
squad.
seeing more of is Ty Robinson.
Ty Robinson is going to be a problem,
Yeah,
y'all.
he's gonna be a
The
problem.
vanilla gorilla. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
say what's up to all the people out there, man. I'm
Yeah. And
Leo co-host of Bird Section, man.
if you haven't already,
I can, but I'm main guy right here.
yeah, if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. You know what I'm saying?
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, follow us on IG at the Bird Section. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think that, here's what I think also, and I've been saying this since I've been on, is that I really think we're going to have to stash a lot of quality talent on the practice squad.
Definitely.
We're gonna have to stash a lot of people.
All the receivers we got, we still got to play like Johnny Wilson. We still got to give Anais some time.
Anais did good today, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Anais had a good game. I don't think we saw Johnny Wilson today. I don't remember seeing him. You know what I'm saying?
That's because Johnny been doing so good. Now he just, you know what I mean?
That's my point.
It's just like Tanner, like, nah, we gonna save our real two guys. We'll save them. The rest of these guys, they trying to get their feet wet. They still kind of position battling, or not even position battling, like just to get a second or third spot. You know what I'm saying? So
I've maintained that this season is really going to come down to health.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a war of attrition to get to the postseason. You know what I'm saying? And whoever that is, the Eagles Collective Podcast, we just subbed to you, bro. Go Birds. Thank you, Eagles Collective Podcast, bro. And listen, if you can, come back, and listen, for everybody in the chat watching and everything like that, y'all already know. I welcome. Here's the thing, right? And Dunn, I explained this. I don't listen to a lot of the other fan bases and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I prefer that we get everybody, that everybody be welcomed here. Everybody get this, because here's the thing. We like to. A lot of people don't know what it's like to win in the modern era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so their philosophy on how you're supposed to do your fandom and everything like that, in particular when it comes to the Cowboys fan bases, that comes from the late 1900s. Okay. And so this predates YouTube, predates the internet, Google, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so you get to, when what you get to do, especially as a fan, is when you come here, you're literally planting yourself within the middle of the Eagles fan base and get to talk your shit. So talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't run from that. I run to it. I like that. Listen, y'all. I did 6 tours in Iraq and 4 in Afghanistan as both a soldier and a contractor. So I am comfortable with being uncomfortable. Okay. And so I don't have and I'm an Eagles fan, and me and Dunn had put ourselves out there. Remember what happened a couple years ago when we lost the Super Bowl?
Out there, they killed us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we got smoked. So I don't care. You know what I'm saying? The 1900s type shit. Yeah. That's what I said. The late 1900s. You know what I'm saying? Their Super Bowls are all their Super Bowl rings are all in 24 karat gold.
Yeah.
Just saying. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's just me, needling folks and everything like that. But everybody's welcome. Again, shout out to Philly 500, man. Please, bro. Get well. Get well. We need you. You know what I'm saying? And to the Eagles Collective Podcast, bring y'all asses anytime y'all want, man. We love to have y'all on as well. We welcome everybody. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get these subscribers.
We can chat. We can talk football. Follow us on all platforms. Leo Bridgewater, Dundada GB, the Bird Section, and let's have a good season, man.
Yeah. Listen to this. The Eagles Collective Podcast. Listen to this. They said, It's crazy. We having convos on backups for depths. Other teams talking about starters just to keep up. I have been saying that since the beginning of since the beginning of training camp. Okay. I've been saying that, we, everybody else is still in, particularly when it comes to Dallas, they're in customer service. We're in the checkout line right now. Okay. And you're absolutely right. I'm more concerned about depth than I am about starters. And here's the thing, Dunn, I've gone on record to say that I really, really believe, something's telling me that I think, yeah, I know you will. I know you will, Philly. What up, Game Time? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Game Time, Brian. Again, if y'all have not been to the Mailman, the Game Time channel, please go on that channel and subscribe. Okay? Because Game Time, listen, I don't
Yeah,
say this.
I am from DC.
Yeah,
Cave Talking Birds.
yeah. Look. Listen, I got to say this about Game Time, right? Okay, so Game Time, Brian, is one of those Dallas Cowboy content creators who I believe is very intellectual when it comes to, because he lives here in Market, Dunn. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But he knows how to needle me too, just like Mark Holmes. They both know how to needle me. Okay. But he's also the more reasonable one. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the more reasonable Cowboy fans that you could talk to. So yes, CZ, he does kick ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I've been on his channel, his live chats and everything like that. So and he does have the conversations, and listen, y'all, one of the other things I like is sometimes you don't know what you look like until someone else tells you. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And I think when I listen to Game Time, you know what I'm saying, I know when he's looking at film and he's watching us, you know what I'm saying, for him it's in relation to how this stacks up against his team. So that's why his conversation is going to be tailored to in that direction. You see what I'm saying? So, and I don't hold it against
Also,
him. I respect that.
and I don't got no problem talking to Cowboys fans. And also with me saying that, my feet will be online September 4th. I'm gonna be down there, man. I'll be down there. So if any Eagles fans, Cowboys fans, y'all
You come
want
to the
to
game.
know me, yeah. Well, I ain't gonna be at the game, but I'll be there though. Like I'll be there at the vicinity. I'll be at Xfinity. I'll be everywhere. So my feet gonna be online, dog. I'm down to talk, man. I'm down to chat.
Banner night.
Yeah,
Banner night. You know
I'm
what I'm
just
saying?
trying to be there for the legendary moment. So if you see me anything, man, holler at me, man. Let's do it. Bird
X
section.
Mikey says, I can't wait to see you tomorrow on Mark's channel represent Philly. Oh, yeah, I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Game Time. Long live streams get your watch hours up. No doubt. Thank you. Okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You see how I'm doing right now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? What we are. We over an hour. Damn. It's been an hour?
yeah.
Shit. Okay. Got it. Listen, in Game Time, I did this. I decided to get on here because I was listening to Philly 500, and the longer his stream was going, the worse he was getting. So he was pushing through something. He was genuinely in pain. I was like, damn, Philly, just get down and get some rest, bro. Just get some rest. That's what I need you to do. Just get your rest. We need you ready for week one.
Y'all definitely giving us a blueprint.
Yeah.
Content. Yes, content is number one.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh, yeah. Game Time's good for that too. Both
yes,
him and Mark. Game Time Brian's good for having some real. He's had some good guests. I was on his show doing when he had Terrence Parsons on. You know what I'm saying?
Also, y'all, I'm
Mhm.
about to have a Eagles theme song coming out soon. If y'all didn't know, I'm an artist as well, so subscribe to my YouTube. The same name that's right here, GB Dunn. That's my YouTube. My Instagram is Dundada GB all over my YouTube. Eagles theme song coming soon, and y'all gonna start hearing that way more every time y'all tune in the bird section.
And also check him out on Apple Music. He's got a few albums on there too.
GB Dunn on
Fire.
Apple Music, y'all, from the
Yeah,
DMV area.
fire.
See native, it's fire. We going
Yeah,
up. Everything on the
yeah.
up.
Yeah. Listen, y'all, and for all the Eagles content creators and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? We all gonna have to, at some point or another, we all gonna have to get
Yeah,
together. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna have to get together and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because they coming for us this year.
no question.
Everybody's coming for it. Put it like this. Let me say this. A lot of the vitriol that we're going to get is going to be rooted in. It's not going to be because we're winning. It's going to be because their teams, their front office are doing so bad. Now, here's the thing, and let me say this right now. Hold on. Kev Talk says I moved away from DC a while ago. Benning Elementary, Sousa Middle Schools, Minnesota's
Oh
Avenue.
man,
My
that's
home
right, kid. You
always.
went to Sousa. Shout out to you, kid.
Okay, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you, shout.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I've also learned about the NFC East, because people talk about this all the time. The NFC East haven't had a repeat winner in over 20 years, and that was us the last time there was a repeat winner. We'll have a repeat this year, okay? But here's the other thing, too. Dunn, back me up on this. How many times have we seen an NFC East team look like a dumpster fire during the preseason, during the offseason, and then they go on to go into the playoffs and even win the Super Bowl, a la the New York Giants?
Yeah.
When Tom Coughlin was their coach, you know what I'm saying? And I can't remember the name of that GM. Every year, it was always some shit with them. Every year. Collective Podcast says, yeah, we got to have that convo. We may not agree, but we want the same goal. Absolutely. You know, that's the whole point. I don't listen. And that's why I tell everybody, every fan base is welcomed here on the Bird section, because I don't want to be surrounded. I don't need a peanut gallery. I don't want that. No, hell no. I want a difference of opinion. I want to talk about it. I want to compare. I want to see them Chiefs fans. Done. When we lost the year we lost that Super Bowl, you remember, I didn't realize how bad the 49er fan base had it for us until after we lost, because I didn't realize that they were thinking we stole their Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then they had a chance right after. And then look. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really thought that. You know what I'm saying? And we would have won had Brock Purdy not gotten hurt. No, you wouldn't have. No. I'm going to say this again, okay? For all you 49er fans out there. That year, that Philadelphia Eagles defense was threatening to break the record for the most sacks, okay? Whenever you have a team, if you ever have a defense that's actually that's poised to break the record or even coming close to the record for sacks, oh no, that's a goon squad.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing but a team with a bunch of goons on that. They fighting. They're not playing football. They just here to bust somebody in their head. That's all they wanted to do. And what y'all thought to do was to march Mr. Irrelevant in front of them? What the hell did you think was going to happen? That wasn't a fluke. That's what happens.
Yeah, right here, Leo. Eagle Collective said, do y'all think Howie signs Gilmore? Personally,
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I wouldn't be opposed, but personally, I don't think so. Because I saw Gilmore last year. He's for sure on that back end. I don't think that's the Gilmore we need. I don't think that's the kind of vet we need.
But do you think he'd be the kind of veteran presence we could use?
Good
being
presence.
that we lost Slay.
Yeah, locker room wise, I think he'd be a great presence, but scheme wise, I just don't know. I think personally, like we talking doing deals and like you said, how we already got a relationship with the Browns. I would rather us bring a vet like Rasul Douglas back a little bit before like Stephon Gilmore. Because Rasul Douglas still got something left in the tank. He probably like 30 now. Like, I mean, so.
And then also, when you think about having a healthy mix of quality veterans with these youngins we got on the team, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I think Shanahan put a tight end on Reddick on that play. They lost Purdy. Yep. Again. And then here's the thing, Linda. Then they brought the backup, and look at what happened. Yeah. You brought your backup in front of a bunch of goons. What you think was going to happen?
And then now look, they was down to CMC.
So, yeah, I was going to say Christian McCaffrey was going to be taking snaps and stuff like that. So look, y'all, like, come on, San Fran fans, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have accountability issues within your organization. So we just going to
definitely Eagles Collective. He says safety, we have options, but CB2 is the last piece to the puzzle. I agree, because you want to know why? I played Madden franchise with my friends, and the first thing I did when I loaded up in the franchise was traded for a CB2, because I knew that's what I needed to get to the Super Bowl. So I'm pretty sure in real life how he's thinking the same way. Like,
of course.
We got Reed, we got Sidney, we got Drew Mugba, we got few He's like, we cool. And I'm not really a fan of McCollum. Like he can move around too. I don't like McCollum. I don't like what he was doing last year. It was a lot. I want to say like it was a couple times in the playoffs, like when we had to stick him in there for a play, and he just got bombed on. Like I'm cool off McCollum.
What did you think about Matt McWilliams today, bro?
He's good, bro. I
Yeah,
like.
he's making a case.
Yeah.
He's definitely making a case. I mean, still a long shot, but a case. And again, to Philly to the Eagles collective podcast, I'm on the same page as y'all.
Yeah.
Everything we're talking about at this point, it's all about depth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not sitting here talking about all our starters and we can't do this and da 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 da. Nah, hell no. You know what I'm saying? I was really looking at individual play, I was looking at the line combinations, who's getting a push, can these guys pull as well as the starters can?
Yeah.
And what do these guys look like?
That's what I look at.
Yeah. Do we have big guys getting to the second level?
Because remember last year, even 2022, remember somebody would go down but we wouldn't lose a step. Like in 2022, the only time we lost a step was because the head of our snake went down, which was Jalen. And even then, like Garner, that Saints game was horrible. Cowboys game, he shot it out with that. And I forget who we played last. Might have been like the Giants or somebody. I think that's when Jalen came back or something like that. But all I know is that outside of that one time, when our starters go down, our tools do a pretty good job of stepping up, bro. Like,
and that's what
on that.
Especially on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Counting you know what I'm saying? And seeing how, I'm not opposed to seeing Landon Dickerson be held back from week one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just out of abundance of caution. You know what I'm saying? So again, we've got we have okay, whatever our shortcomings that have been illuminated, they're going to get addressed. It's not a question. I'm not questioning that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just more so, again, I'm looking at what kind of depth pieces do we have. Yeah. We got a lot of youngins on the team. And understand something, too, because this is important to point out. For a lot of these players, particularly on the defense, this is only year 2 in the Vic Fangio defense. I think
Leon say something like he feels way more comfortable this year than he did last year.
He's traveling too.
Yeah.
He's also traveling. Yeah. He's not playing on just one side. He's traveling. You know what I'm saying? Eugene pointed this out. Eugene, speaking of the devil, Eugene just texted me talking about I'm hearing a lot of abundance of caution. Eugene don't like that. Really care. The Eagles podcast says you're right. Low key, I won't mind having Dickerson sit till the Tampa game. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad as long as we're still.
Hey, Leo, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, man.
Can you read all the first 5 games we got to me, please? Well, no. I know we play Cowboys. I know we play Chiefs. Can you read everything after week 2, please? Just like 5 of them.
Okay, so hold on for a second. Got you. And so we got
Cowboys, Chiefs.
Yeah, then week 3 we have the Rams. Okay. Week 4 we got Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Denver. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what? I'll be honest with you. That's not actually a bad way. Thank you, Eagles Collective Podcast. I'm actually, yeah. What up, me, Metal Mike? What's good, bro? I'm actually, now that he done said it like that, and I'm looking, yeah, I would say, maybe with Los Angeles Los Angeles, okay, but Tampa Bay, I could deal with that too. Yeah.
I want him to be right. You know what I mean? I don't want to hobble Landon. Even though I've seen hobble Landon still pancake dude.
He's still good.
At the bull, but you know what I mean? New season. You know what I mean? We think about the long run, and that's what matters. Like we got to be playing our best football, and what they say November, right?
Yeah. So the stable one says they should not rush him back. Let him get to 100%. I agree.
I agree.
I agree, and I don't think we actually have to. I'm not anticipating us actually having to. You know what I'm saying? Because again, last year the Philadelphia Eagles ranked number 4 in offensive line combinations. Okay, and with that many offensive line combinations, we still had a 2,000-yard running back and a 1,000-yard wide receiver. So not
We got
70. I
our
mean,
young guys ready to learn. Our young guys ready to learn.
say that again.
Our young guys ready to learn, and we
Yeah.
got like good. We got
Yeah.
Stoutland, and then we got Kelsey coming in helping out from here.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And Me Metal Mike says, looking like Makuba is making a statement with his performance. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He looked like when we drafted him, all the things that they said about him, that's what we saw today. You know what I'm saying? So okay. And mind you, that comes after holding him out of practice sessions for a shoulder injury during the course of the beginning of the training camp.
Yeah.
So, you know, I again, I like that. I like what we saw. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I think we found our new starting safety. So that means you can keep, Cooper DeJean in the slot. You know what I'm saying? So
and keep Sydney roaming around because Sydney isn't
no. Reed Blankenship is the other one, and then Sydney is just depth.
Right. No, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying.
You're talking about depth. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Because I like Sydney in the depth position rather than the start position. I trust him to do a few things, but I don't trust him to be consistent, which is what being a starter is about for real.
The stable one says, you know what? I'm rooting for the Eagles. I want y'all playing us in the Super Bowl. Oh, okay.
Who's us? Who's us, stable one?
Baltimore Ravens. That's you know who the stable one is.
Oh, I do. Oh, okay.
That's Eugene.
See y'all real soon then.
Yeah, that's Eugene.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. And here's the thing. Shout out to Eugene Monroe. You know what I'm saying? I love you, bro. We love you, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to see his new thing too. He's got his own bird section thing, and it's the Baltimore Ravens on.
Yeah, I was at when I was with him like last weekend. I think that's what he was showing me.
Yeah, it looked good. You know what I'm saying?
It looked good.
I'm still experimenting with mines. That's why you don't see anything other than what you see now. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do.
Cabin, cool.
Yeah,
cabin.
live from the cabin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But no, Mike says Ringo got to figure it out somehow. You know what? Here's who we didn't see? Eli Ricks.
I think we saw a little bit of Ricks. He played like 2 snaps, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We ain't really seen him. You know what I'm saying? We really didn't see him. So it's like
Ricks showed. I don't know if you remember the year that we went 10 and I think 1 and then fell off. Ricks versus I want to say Tyree Hill. He had a great game. I was like, oh snap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other thing too.
He kind of fell down.
But here's the thing, Dunn. Even like here's what's really hard about the Eagles when it comes to training camp. You know what I'm saying? Remember last training camp, they wasn't even sure Nakobe Dean was going to make the team.
Yeah.
He was having he had a horrible training camp.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then somehow or another, he pulled it together. So I'm like, okay. Hold on. I missed it. So I've been debating this with Cowboy fans. Campbell will be better than Parsons is 3 years.
Big statement. I mean, I ain't against it, but big statement though. But I can't lie. Parsons is a dog. He different. But Campbell got it though. Campbell the one.
That's why you see the look I'm giving.
Yeah, Campbell got it. He the one.
You know what, man? Yeah, I don't like doing that. I don't like saying this, but
he's not. He's
Mike,
not real.
Mike, bruh, have you seen Jahad Campbell stand next to Zach Bond? Have y'all actually looked at this youngin that we got, this rookie we got? You know what I'm saying? Like, have y'all actually ever really looked at this dude? Do you realize that they have to tell this dude to calm down a bit, to dial it back during training camp?
Yeah.
Do you do y'all realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mike is not lying, y'all. Eagles podcast, like, yo, has Campbell has the better defensive coordinator. That's the other thing that makes it scary too. Y'all let Jihad Campbell come to the Philadelphia Eagles and he's playing in Vic Fangio's scheme with Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, you know what I'm saying, Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Moro Ajomo, Jalix Hunt, Zach Bond. You know what I'm saying? I am saying I genuinely believe that this defense is going to be better than last year's defense. Fangio isn't going anywhere. Nope. You know what? Eagles Collective Podcast, listen. I agree with you, and the reason why I agree with you is because when Vic Fangio came to the Eagles, right, he said this is his last stop. When he's done, and the reason why is because where he is right now, once he retires, that's where he's going to retire to. He wants to be close to his daughter and his grandkids. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to go anywhere. He doesn't want to be anything other than a defensive coordinator for however long he has the passion to actually still coach.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? And so, when you and Mike are saying things like, Jihad Campbell is a monster and all this other stuff, I don't think that you could find a better way of describing him. You know what I'm saying? At this stage, do I think he's going to be better than Micah Parsons? Yeah. But it'll be in a way that they couldn't do in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just think that, from a depth position, because that's what we're talking about, to Eagles Collective Podcast point. You know what I'm saying? Everything for us at this point is about depth. Yeah, Mikey, he is a beast. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, for real, y'all should know better. At this point, everyone here should know better when it comes to what the Eagles are doing, in terms of training camp and everything like that. I don't trust it when they say so-and-so is having a bad training camp. I don't know if he's going to make the team and everything like that, because I have seen guys have horrible training camps and then go on to have Pro Bowl-like seasons, a la Nicole B. Dean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even Bond was having a bad had some bad days during training camp too. You know what I'm saying? Or not so good outings. You know what I'm saying?
I don't ever look too deep into anything that's like not during the season. That's just me. Like, you could have a bad training camp and you could just be getting all the bad stuff out until like we get to the real season, and then you have an MVP caliber season. So I don't never look like too much into that type shit.
Eagles
Just stay healthy.
podcast says Bald is only signed a 3-year. Campbell will replace him. That's why we need Dean to consistently stay healthy.
I'm telling y'all right now, if Dean don't stay healthy, he won't be here in the next 3 years.
I don't think so either. I don't think so.
He's tough. That's my guy. But like, I know how we operate. Ain't no way he gonna still be on the team if he end up getting hurt again.
This is a contract year for him.
Yeah, God forbid. But I'm saying, like, really, this is contract year. That's what I'm saying. He might not make it past. Like, man, I don't know. I don't know if he gonna make it past this year though. We got Jahad Campbell for a reason. You know what I mean?
This might be like
if we can rock out with Bond and Jahad. Oh my Lord,
bro. Here's what I anticipate happening. I anticipate Dean's going to come back eventually during the course of the beginning of the season, the first quarter of the season. He'll be back, first or second quarter of the season. And then what's going to end up happening is they're going to let him test the open market and see what he can get. And if it's something that's attractive or if it's low or whatever, I can see them making a play only because of his value in the locker room from a leadership standpoint with the players.
Right.
The lesson learned for me in that aspect and that perspective came from Brian Dawkins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Remember when we got rid of Brian Dawkins? We didn't get right in terms of from a leadership perspective until Malcolm Jenkins got there.
Right, yeah.
So there was a few years in between BD leaving and Malcolm Jenkins showing up and then becoming that heart and soul. And I just think that when you got all those Georgia Bulldog players who are accustomed to playing with each other and seeing each other, to lose one of their own, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, Dunn, we picked up Uche,
right,
who was a Bulldog too playing with those guys. And he hasn't had a really good, for a period.
Honestly, I didn't even expect. That was one of the signings I was kind of like, yeah, like we'll see. So like, pretty much living up to my expectation. Keeping it real with you.
Yeah. D Space says, what do you think of Jacorian Bennett today? He looked good, didn't he, Leo? Deep Space. What he was brought here to do, he did. He took a nice shot to the shoulder, had to come out the game. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? But then he ended up finishing the game. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think the cornerback 2 position is going to go to Jacorian Bennett. I think they, if they don't hold him out a few practice sessions just so he could recover from that good shot he took. But then at the same time, I also think that yeah, and you know what? I think Adoree Jackson doesn't make the team. You haven't shown me like, come on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like New York Giants, like I said, you know what I'm saying? If he did, then yep, I agree. Oh, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just again, a depth piece maybe, but I think that could be that's a position I could go to somebody like a Keely Ringo or Eli Ricks. And I'm only saying that just because they've been on the team and this is year 2 in the same system. And so it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't I don't trust when talking heads say that a player had a bad camp.
Yeah.
Because every time we've had players who had really bad camps, like Nakobe Dean, like Zach Bond, they fuck around and put together a Pro Bowl season.
Yeah, I mean they say that about Jalen every single year.
Mean Metal Mike says, how do you feel about the youthful running back and wide receiver core, Leo? I started this live today talking about that, Mike. I said that I think that we're so deep at the wide receiver position, at the linebacker position, and now I'm looking at the running back position as well because the kid Cooper, you know what I'm saying? I think Darius Cooper, and then we got Will Shipley, and then we got god damn, AJ Dillon. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have to stash people on our practice squad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And here's the crazy part. We're probably going to fuck around and have to end up dipping into the practice squad a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? We got some, like to Mike and Philly Collective Podcast, to their point, you know what I'm saying? At this point, all we're doing is we're evaluating depth. GB, you ain't say, Dunn, you ain't said shit about the starters.
Right.
Why? What? We already know what we got. You know what I'm saying? We already know what we got. I'm a huge proponent of the joint practice sessions and a proponent of the preseason games because again, I call them live fire exercises. I want to see how y'all going to respond. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what you're going to build off of. I want to see the mistakes because then I want to see how you're going to respond to that. NGS Rob said, DTR need to go be a scout or some QB ain't for him.
He need to go play receiver.
Yeah. We said that DTR needs to go. McCord could be our third, and if not McCord, I'm sure Howie's on the waiver wire on the phone looking at other quarterbacks to bring in here. You know what I'm saying?
Like somebody said about I saw somebody say something about Dylan Gabriel. That wasn't a bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that too. Yeah, I saw somebody talk about that.
That wasn't bad. Just swap back.
Yeah, for a third QB, okay. Because again, after what happened to us when we won our first Super Bowl, as an Eagles fan, I place a huge premium on competent backup QB play. You know what I'm saying? and knowing how Jalen plays and stuff like that, we lost him for like a couple of games last year. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, Corey Little says, who's going to be our cornerback too? Probably Jacorian Bennett. He's my front runner, but I told Dunn just a little while ago that I think Matt McWilliams is making a case. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, you got Keely Ringo and Eli Ricks. You know what I'm saying? And the way Andrew Makuba played today, that's probably your starting safety, which means that you can move Cooper DeJean back into the slot. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, okay, check this out, Dunn. If that's the case, then I don't want to hear shit from nobody, especially from a Cowboys fan, when you talking to me about George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Okay? Because CeeDee Lamb is a slot wide receiver and George Pickens is your outside guy.
Yeah,
So that means that if you're gonna have CeeDee in the slot, okay, I'll take CeeDee on. I'll take Cooper on CeeDee any day. We already know what it looks like when you put Quinyon Mitchell on CeeDee Lamb.
right.
We already know what that looks like. CeeDee Lamb didn't get. He was targeted like what 4 times. I think got 1 catch or something like that. No touchdowns. No none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And now you're telling me that Quinyon Mitchell can now travel. He's traveling now. You know what I'm saying? He's not playing. He's not regulated to just one side. Okay. Browns would rather give us Shador than Gabe. Okay.
That's fine too.
Okay. 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 I'll take that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. They ain't gonna do it, but hell yeah.
I was about to say, like, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay. Okay. Hold on for a second, y'all. I'll take that. I like that. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, I would love to get I'll trade you Shador for McCord and whoever else that we probably going to have to let go because we're going to have an abundance of talent. You know what I'm saying? Eagles Collective Podcast says, I disagree. I don't want Sanders. Really? Really? Why? Philly Eagles Collective Podcast. Tell me why you would not take that. Ojulari was Bulldog, not the other guy. Excuse my spelling. Aziz. I forgot. Yeah, Aziz,
Mojo. Okay.
yeah. I forgot all. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I said we got Uche. I'm sorry. You're right. Ojulari was the other Bulldog. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Dave. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah. You're good, man. Thank you for correcting me. Ojulari. You know what I'm saying? So again, look, y'all. Bottom line, period. Don't be don't put too much or don't put traditional stock into hearing someone had a bad practice or a bad day in training camp. Don't put too much stock into it. Not with this team. And I'm only not, and this has nothing to do with arrogance or anything like that. That's not why I'm saying that. I'm just saying I learned a lesson. I learned this lesson last offseason, last training camp, because there were guys who had terrible training camps. Zach Bond had a bad training camp. He didn't have a really good training camp. N'Kobe Dean did not have a really good training camp. They were talking about them guys not even making the team. Okay. And then look what ended up happening. I think it has a lot to do with this scheme and their ability to identify a particular type of talent that can run in this scheme. You have to be a particular type of capable. And the fact of the matter is that when you have guys, I'll say this, for us to have guys coming in who this will be their year one, and if you're outshining someone who was in year 2 of the Vic Fangio defense, then you somebody. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kev Talking Bird says he has started potential. Once Jalen mess up or get hurt, it's going to be a QB controversy. No. No.
Hold on. Before we respond to Kev, hold on.
Yeah.
Heels Collective said, as long as Sanders has a cameraman following him around, I'm good on him. Look, Collective, this all you got to realize, bro. It's 2025. People want to document their journey and people want to document their life. Like, at the end of the day, bro, Sanders ain't the only one doing that. I promise you, like it's elite players doing that as well.
Let,
So
let, let me say this to you, okay? I get what Shador bring. I get the circus that comes with Shador. I get that. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? But understand something. How things you got to remember about this organization, okay? First and foremost, Dion Jr. is not going to have the same kind of access in Philly that he had in Cleveland. Big
yeah,
Dom's going to
no
shut
way,
all that shit
no
down.
way.
They don't do that here. They don't allow for that to be here. Okay. Secondly, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to, like this is a Ferrari. Okay. And again, what we need is competent QB play. Now, what Shador showed me was the same thing that Tanner McKee has showed us that he belongs. He should be playing in this league. Okay. And to have him as our third QB, I'll be fine. The last thing I'm going to say about this is that I get the PTSD from having Carson Wentz. Because when we drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round, and Carson Wentz started looking over, the moment he started looking over his shoulder, that's when bitch assness showed itself. Okay. And y'all already know the Philadelphia Eagles organization, the team, and the fan base, we have a zero tolerance for bitch assness. Okay. We don't tolerate that. Once you show us you got bitch assness, you gotta go. You gotta go. And that's exactly what we did and you saw what happened. Carson's ass went out of here, and we thank Carson for his service. We thank him for everything that he has done, and we thank him for his contribution to where we are today in being traded.
Yeah,
Think about those first round draft picks we got, those second round draft picks we got, everything we got for Carson. Think about that. Look at what it has gotten us. So I don't think, and then the other thing too is that if we had Shador Sanders, trust me when I tell you, because of the way Jalen Hurts is, Shador Sanders would definitely acquiesce. Easy. You know what I'm saying? If there's ever a QB that Shador Sanders could actually learn from and learn what it means how to really be a professional and going and being a student of the position, you know what I'm saying? It would be Jalen Hurts, and he would quickly acquiesce.
Hey, Leo,
Yeah,
about to go shoot this video. Got to jump
handle
on.
it. Thanks for coming on, Dunn. I appreciate you, bro.
More, man. Hey, appreciate y'all. Follow us on at the bird section everywhere. Follow us. I'll drop a pin down here. Y'all can subscribe to my YouTube and follow me. Keep going, Leo. I'm gonna be tapped in my whole video shoot.
No doubt, man. Later. All right. Now, Collective Podcast says facts. That's what I'm saying. Dave said, OJ. Me Metal Mike says, Howie is stocking up the depth for the future. Whenever he's done, he will leave the Eagles in a really better place for the next GM. Howie has the plan. Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be for a while. I think Howie going to be with this team like Ozzie Smith was for the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be that. I don't think Kev Talkbird says, I don't think Shador is a third QB. The man want to be a starter. Yeah, and that's fine. He can want to all he want. But what you have to see, here's the thing. Shador Sanders, like a lot of these players, but Shador Sanders comes from an environment where he was a big dick. You know what I'm saying? Now, the problem is a person like that, a player like that, needs to go to a team where there's a bigger dick. And a lot of times they don't do well with that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they will. But I had the strong feeling that it would be a much better situation. I'll be honest with you. I think it's because because you got one black quarterback learning from another black quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And that's a dynamic that can't be ignored. You saw how they was look. You saw how Shador sought out Jalen just to get advice and to be talking to. And you saw what Jalen did, being a consummate professional, pulled him to the side. They went somewhere where nobody could see and hear him, and they had a lengthy discussion. So you could imagine, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that, Shador probably looks up to Jalen, but would know better. Again, easier to acquiesce. You know what I'm saying? Chick Kelly didn't last long too. He stank. Yeah, that tells you what kind of ownership we had because he ain't let him stay there long. Um, y'all. Jesse Montanez is here. This is our lone Giants subscriber, fan, friend. Jesse says, Leo, we coming out of the weeds, laughing and plotting. Wow. Okay. Keep doing that. Stay in the weeds. Matter of fact, I got the weeds too, right here. You know what I'm saying? GB Dunn, yeah, go Birds. That's absolutely. Jesse Martin, that's Leo. Oh, Leo, we are coming. Oh, please. Eagles Collective Podcast. Howie's competing for a dynasty. Eagles Collective Podcast. Do me a favor. Please do me a favor. Hit the caps button and type that same thing again in all caps. Okay? Please just type that in all caps again and put that in the chat twice in all caps. Say that one more time, please. I need that. I really need that. That's for everybody. Listen, y'all, again, if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. Please comment. Everybody is welcome. Even all the other teams. Like again, love my fellow Eagles fans. My community. But to be honest with you, I really want a lot of other fan bases here. You are all welcome here, okay? Because I don't again I don't need I don't need super pause, Leo. Okay, my bad, done. I don't need a peanut gallery. Nah, nah, nah. I want us to hear what everybody has to say, what they think. I appreciate that. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. I so enjoy having y'all here. I so enjoy doing this. Again, shout out to Philly 500, brother. I hope you're not on here anymore. I hope you sleep. I hope you're getting better. That's what I need. You're the real MVP today. You deserve the game ball. You know what I'm saying? Again, shout out to my man Game Time Bryant. If you haven't gone on his channel, please do so. Make sure you subscribe. And then also go to the Jobu Sports Report and subscribe to that channel too. Because here's what it does for everybody who may not be in the know. A lot of guys here, saying a lot of people, the subscribers and the fan bases, we all follow a lot of same people, like my man Capizzle up in New York. And of course, there's Chris Dooley and my man Momo with the Commanders, right? But here's the thing, there's these conversations that we all carry on from each other. So we all know what's going on is. And so I want you guys to always be able to get that some color on what some of the comments and everything like that we may be speaking to and what's coming out of some of the things that we say. Shout out to Jesse, whatever, man. Take your ass on back into the weeds and be quiet. But again, y'all, listen, as we've been saying, a lot of good on good, a lot of good on bad. You know what I'm saying? I do think that our cornerback position, identifying that DB2 is in my opinion, I think it's the Jacorian Bennett, but I like the way Matt McWilliams is showing, making the case, and then it's pushing Eli and Keeley to get their shit together. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a lot of other youngins that we got to, look out for too as well. Our starting safety position has been, we found our second starting safety, which is, Andrew Makuba, the rookie. You know what I'm saying? He looked good. You know what I'm saying? Mean Metal Mike says the Raiders are whooping the Niners' butt. Yeah, and Joey Shakes 72. Okay, he's agreeing. Okay. Yeah, Jesse, Philly's in a bad way right now, so just all keep him in your prayers. Hopefully he gets better. You know what I'm saying? But I think our starting safety position has been, the other starting safety being Andrew Makuba, and then we have Sidney Brown, you know what I'm saying, who's another, competent safety. We just need him to be able to stay healthy, you know what I'm saying, because he plays the dangerous kind of way of safety. He plays with a reckless abandonment that ultimately ends up shortening his seasons a lot of time and getting them hurt. But I get it, you know what I'm saying. And then, of course, with the secondary with our other with Quinyon Mitchell, and then keeping I'm not mad at keeping Cooper DeJean at the slot, as the slot in the slot, and then if we had to, moving him into the other safety position in the base packages like Vic Fangio said he wanted to do. But it's okay, you know what I'm saying. I think that with the way these guys are playing and the things that they're doing, we'll be able to mix and match parts and pieces and get guys going. What's up, Dana Scott, new subscriber? I catch the replay. Absolutely, it was good. It's worth it. It's worth it. And make sure you hit you come back and we'll talk more about it. The Eagles collect. I trade Sidney Brown for a solid cornerback too. While we can get something from him, yeah. I'm not opposed to that either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to it. I like Sidney Brown. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a good safety. The problem is that he plays again with a reckless abandonment, and I don't know if we're gonna have him for a very long time. Linda Kanye says, "What up, Joey? Yeah, what up, Joey?" You know what I'm saying? So again, like I'm just saying, we've actually got a pretty good. I'm liking the things that I'm seeing. I'm liking that. We're actually at this point for us. It's about depth at this point. You know what I'm saying? The question marks, going into this game today was all about, the safety and the cornerback position, the second cornerback position. And I think Jacorian Bennett, I'm gonna keep saying Jacorian Bennett is probably going to be our DB2, and then you got Matt McWilliams and then Eli Keeley sitting there as depth pieces. You know what I'm saying? Being that wherever they may play. You know what I'm saying? And then again, you keep Cooper DeJean at the slot. You got Quinyon Mitchell on the opposite side, and then you got Andrew Makuba and Reed Blankenship playing in the safety position. You already know we deep when it comes to the linebackers because the young and Jihad Campbell, you got Zach Ball, you got Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who is actually making a case to be the starter over Jihad Campbell, as well as Jihad Campbell's been playing. Leo, what's the status of your injured O lineman Landon Dickerson? Yo, he had a procedure on he had a procedure on Wednesday, and on Thursday he was walking around practice with a bag full of beers, having beers with the offensive lines for the Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. Was not on any crutches. He just had a sleeve on his leg, and he's good. So they're going to probably hold him back till week one. Us and a few other people are saying we wouldn't be mad if he was held back till week 4 against Tampa. Out of abundance. But he's actually week to week, and that was starting last week. You know what I'm saying? That he would be on week to week. So we're good. And then me Metal Mike says Tanner McKee runs the offense differently than how Jalen Hurts runs his offense. Should be a fun QB tandem this season. Yeah, well, here's the first thing there's some things that's noticeable. You know what I'm saying? Y'all realize that? Have y'all noticed that when Tanner McKee is playing QB, he's the same height as a lot of the O linemen. He's just as tall. He's 6'6". You know what I'm saying? The dude look poised. You know what I'm saying? The dude obviously has a relationship with some of these other, second and third stringers. The guy looks like he belongs. He runs it really well. So again, that part, that question mark was answered for me a couple of games ago. So I'm happy with that. But you're right, it does run differently, and we're deep at wide receiver. Landon is day-to-day projected back for a Dallas game. Yeah, I know they say they're going to bring him back. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not a full tear of the meniscus, Jesse. It was just partial. It was a repair. But he's back to week to week when he's taking over the team. Yeah, he does. He looks good. He looks real good. You know what I'm saying? Which is what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, like if the backup QB looks really, really good running the offense, that's a good thing. That doesn't automatically mean, I understand, how you might feel because it's New York, and if you were in Dallas, you know what I'm saying, but there is no question at all if Jalen Hurts is going to run this, if Jalen Hurts is going to be the starting QB. That's not a problem. That's not something we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Jesse Montanez looking good running the defense puts y'all on notice, not us. That puts y'all on notice. That means that, should Jalen go down, you know what I'm saying? If Jalen was to go down, you're not going to be like, Y'all ain't got no quarterback. You know who we got, and you respect it. You seen what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? This team is built. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to happen. Now, God knows I don't want that to happen. But I'm not as concerned as if I was, you know what I'm saying, from another fan base. Because again, you know what I'm saying, and he runs it and it looks like, Leo McKee reminds me of Foles. Yeah, he looks like he can, he's tall. Jesse, he is tall. He's 6'6". You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a pocket QB. He can make the run, he can make the throws on a run, but he's definitely a pocket QB. You know what I'm saying? You know what else he could do good? He can run the tush push. You know what I'm saying? We know he can run a tush push. So I'm again, y'all, I'm not really like super overly concerned. You know what I'm saying? I'm so not, I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand if your backup QB was looking real good and everything like that, how you might find that threatening for your starting QB, you know what I'm saying? But not here. You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Y'all already know what Jalen, what type of time Jalen on. You know what I'm saying? Jalen wants to make sure the main thing stays the main thing. You know what I'm saying? And to be quite honest with you, watching him on the sidelines, watching the game and everything like that, do look like a damn coach. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure he's sitting there, dissecting the plays and stuff like that. Did you guys hear the Peyton Manning interview this week? Did you hear what Peyton Manning had to say about Jalen Hurts? What the sheriff had to say? My man said that he said, yeah, he could throw the ball a mile. Yeah, he could squat 600 pounds and run over guys. You know what I'm saying? But he said his will to his need to be a student of the game that he admires the most about Jalen Hurts. He said he calls him all the time with very specific questions about certain plays and stuff like that. And he loves that. You know what I'm saying? The man's been hanging out with Michael Jordan this summer. He got married this summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you know what I'm saying? And have y'all noticed that he still has not put that ring on that they got? He didn't put the ring on. You won't see a picture of him. You know what I'm saying? Finally found out why, because he thinks that if he puts the ring on, he'll get comfortable. And he don't want to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Do you realize like this where this man is, where our quarterback is? You know what I'm saying? Leo, Cowboys have improved from last year. O-line looks good. They can be a problem for both of us. No, no. They could be a problem for you, maybe, but not for us. They still cannot stop the run. And Dak Prescott is still their quarterback. Yeah, they did improve. I'm not going to say they didn't improve. They did. You know what I'm saying? The George Pickens signing was a great signing. That was a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But me and Mike says Jalen has that Kobe vibe to him. No, I think he got that. I think he got that mama mentality. I think he got that Jordan thing going on. Where Kobe, and that's where Kobe got it from. See, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? But like I made a video about this, I think last week or a couple weeks ago, where I said that like I think there are certain instances or certain things that happen to people, you know what I'm saying, that changes them forever. You know what I'm saying? And I used the example of Tom Brady. I said, because, when you think about, like, if you were to talk to Tom Brady today, this man has been to 10 Super Bowls and he won 7 out of them, right? Out of 7 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? And you talk to him today, if you talk to Tom Brady today and ask him about his draft night, he'll he'll feel the pain of that draft experience as if it happened yesterday. He still he still ain't got over it. I don't think he ever will. And I think that's what happened to Jalen when they lost the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I think that losing that Super Bowl, you ain't never really seen him smile like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never really seen him, and I'm gonna say the same thing. Like I'm gonna say, like even listening to AJ talk, You know what I'm saying? AJ said, I thought it was going to feel good. I thought it was going to be like, it wasn't what he thought. He didn't feel the way he thought he was going to feel. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't. He didn't think he was going to feel that way. AJ was like, he put like this. AJ got back to training and everything like that 2 weeks after winning the Super Bowl. Because he realized it wasn't about winning the Super Bowl. It was the whole journey that he got. That's where the fulfillment came in. The journey of getting to the Super Bowl, all the hard work that they had to go through, all the pain and suffering, all that stuff, because he was doing it with other people. Smitty did the same damn thing. Smitty said back to work. If you look at what these guys was doing, not even a month after winning the Super Bowl and having the parade and all that shit, these dudes been working. They've been training. You know what I'm saying? What's better than what's better than winning the Super Bowl? Winning another one. And when they had that ring ceremony, you saw AJ walk up to Saquon and was like, "Look, y'all, look, I know it ain't gonna be easy, but we got to do this again." You know what I'm saying? And everything about the way that they've been doing things says that's how they feel. Leo, Scary Terry still not signed, and Momo says they win in the division. Jesse, I I've been saying I'm going to do another video and chop Momo's ass up. I'm just not there yet. I haven't gotten. I'm gonna get his ass. I'm just not there yet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even about to sit there and entertain that. Um, Pete, Eagles Collective Podcast says people sleeping on that role last season. Not many teams can come back from the AJ and Hurst drama the media started. Exactly. Exactly. Listen, I think here's the other thing too, and I said this before, you know what I'm saying? Because everyone saw how Jalen Hurts and first of all, this Eagles fan base is still suffering from PTSD over Terrell Owens. Okay. I think that anytime you see a wide receiver of AJ's caliber and he looks to be in disagreement or anything like that, they're immediately going to think Terrell Owens, you know what I'm saying? And then seeing them argue and everything like that. But here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts are the best of friends. Okay. Jalen Hurts is AJ Brown's daughter's godfather. All right. Now, you don't have Jalen was there when AJ got drafted. You know what I'm saying? Jalen was standing right next to him, standing right in his immediate vicinity when he got the call from the Tennessee Titans. You know what I'm saying? Jalen was the first person to tap him and like, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing. There's no way in hell you gonna tell me that you don't get to that kind of a friendship and y'all ain't never had no arguments or fights. See, it don't scare me. It don't scare me like it did with T.O. and Donovan. They was just getting to know each other. But AJ and Jalen, see, AJ can talk to Jalen like that. He can go off like that. You know what I'm saying? And AJ and Jalen is going to know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Jalen can dig in AJ's ass that's what it looks like when those two are in conflict, but it don't mean that it's something bad. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still thinking about T.O. Please put that in the past. Wow. Jesse, I've been saying that every time there's something when it comes to something with AJ and it looks controversial and everything like that, first name they throw out is T.O. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Look, AJ and Jalen arguing with each other. Man, they the best of friends. They know how to argue with each other. That's how they do. You ain't never had a disagreement with your best friend? You ain't got that kind of friend? Huh? Seriously? You telling me you ain't got that kind of friend? Like, come on, man. Make the math ain't mathing on that one, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, like those guys, there's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Smitty is just fine. Smitty is happy. He knows they see what it is. Honestly, I think that I think AJ, Jalen, Smitty, even Dallas, some of the guys on the offensive line, Lane and them, I think they might have had some sort of a secret conversation, a secret meeting, and said, yo, hey, y'all, look, I think we can get like three more if we do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? I really think that. I think they see. And then you got Saquon on there. Saquon sitting there talking about, look, I watched the film. I watch how these other teams stack up. They can't fuck with us. uh the there will be Philly elected Eagles collective podcast says there will be a documentary about the 2014. There is? No, no. But wait a minute. Last night, well, yesterday, I was talking to a member of the Kansas City Chiefs fan base, right? And he was telling me, and he lives in Kansas City, right? And he was telling me what the talk was in market. You know what I'm saying? And because we were talking, and he was telling me about this documentary, and I said, you know what? What I've been wondering is that this however many parts of this documentary series that's coming out, how do you like? Are you telling me that you're going to take people, you're going to take your fan base on this journey with all these highs and lows to set them up for the ass whooping that they took? Like, how y'all going to play that off? Like, how are you going to are you going to talk about it? How are you guys going to address it? You can't run from it. So what y'all going to say? He fell out laughing. He was like, "Man, you should hear. That's what they talking about in market right now. That's what all the talking heads, on sports radio and everything like that. Everybody in Chiefs land in Kansas City is wondering how they're going to explain what happened in the Super Bowl because." That was a ass whooping of monumental proportions. Okay, they got their asses kicked. And to be honest with you, he even went as far as to say he's concerned about this year because Travis don't look the same. I mean, he looks good, he lost weight, all that shit, but his body is starting to break down on him. And I think, to be honest with you, I think Travis Kelsey is looking at his brother having fun and how good he looks. He got a his girlfriend is one of the richest mega superstars on the planet. You know what I'm saying? He's made plenty of money. You know what I'm saying? He get to have fun, and his body is hurting. I think this might be his last year. You know what I'm saying? Low key, Jason Kelsey did it in 2022 Super Bowl season. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like I don't think Travis is going to go beyond this year. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they lose. And here's the other thing too: the gift that Philadelphia Eagles gave the league, but in particular the entire AFC, is we showed you exactly what you need to do if you want to beat the shit out of the Kansas City Chiefs. Just beat up Patty, beat up Patrick Mahomes, and subdue his binky. Because you do that, he can't get the ball to his quality receivers. You know what I'm saying? Or his run and stop the run. It was easy to stop the run. You know what I'm saying? Our pass, we did not blitz not one time in the Super Bowl. Not one time. So I just don't think I think when I look at the AFC, and this is to the stable ones point too, like I think it's going to be either Baltimore or Buffalo, but more so I'm looking at Baltimore because when they talk about teams with comparable talent, you know what I'm saying, that to the Eagles, the Baltimore Ravens are the first ones that come to my mind. You know what I'm saying? When you think about from the QB position to the defense to the wide receivers and the running back. You know what I'm saying? Like there you go. And I think that, I think the stable one does have a point. It could very well be Philadelphia, Baltimore Super Bowl, which means, like, okay, because you already saw what we did in them last year. I was at that game with the stable one. I went to that game. So I saw it. He and I saw it together. You know what I'm saying? He saw what we looked like against that defense. And mind you, him and another friend of ours and her sons was talking shit the whole way to the game. I had to sit in the car the whole way to the game. And guess what? It was a quiet ass ride back. Uh hold on. Dave Sack said I've been watching football for a long time. Hold on, I missed something here. Uh Matthew Cook said, in our market, they talking about our defense not doing much. Matthew, what market are you in? Matthew Calusi, what market are you in? David sat, and I've been watching football for a long time and can't remember when y'all at, at beat us the still sink. Okay. Travis got his boo and he got his bag. Ride into the sunset already. I'm with you on that one, Jesse. Um, David, been watching my G-Men since 1975, seen all Super Bowls. I know. David said, Jesse, we own y'all. Jesse Munn says, David, not for long. Why? Wait a minute. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, but David said, aren't you a Cowboys fan? David said, who's your team? It's the Cowboys, right? Oh, you better not be a Cowboys fan. I need you to put that, David. So I need you to put that. I need you to tell me who's your team. I just need to be sure. You better not be no damn Cowboys fan. You know what I'm saying? You better not. I know you better not be no goddamn Cowboys fan talking like that. You know what I'm saying? With the way everything is going, if you're a Cowboys fan, with the way this is what I've been saying. Oh, okay, okay, David, my bad. That's okay. Okay. Woo. Okay, okay. David, got you. My bad. Okay. Okay, got you, bro. He's an Eagles fan. Yeah, we do own y'all. He's right. Sorry, Jesse. He's right. He's right. We do own y'all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. It's and Jesse, the dumpster fire example I was talking about that I see during the off season, I was actually talking about you guys. I was actually talking about the Giants. I don't like I don't like talking I don't trust it when I see teams in the NFC East having having controversial and dumpster fire like off seasons and training camps because based off of how y'all was when Tom Coughlin was the coach, it seemed like there was no way in hell. Y'all the way y'all would look in the off season is how Dallas looks now. All kinds of hell going on, right? And then y'all mess around and end up winning the damn Super Bowl. So I don't trust any of that shit. And that's because I seen it happen with the Giants. Like, come on, You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even doing that. Even the Steelers own the Giants. That's true too. That's true too, Jesse. Listen, man, I think you know what, Jesse. Listen, bro. You know I love you, my man. 50 grand. You know what I'm saying? I got you, but I think you ought to sit this one out, bro. For real. I think you should just, I think you should go on iodine status. Just be all up in the cut. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do right now, because we are not in chaos, Leo. We chill. No, no, no. I'm not saying y'all in chaos. I'm saying I have seen years prior where you started the season off or the off season looking like a dumpster fire when Tom Coughlin was the coach. And then y'all mess around and end up looking like a dumpster fire in the preseason to fucking winning the Super Bowl. So I don't be trusting that when I hear people say, they look bad. Uh, Dave Sass said, I've been an Eagles fan since 1969. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your fandom. Seriously, David, thank you for that. Thank you for being someone who knows who's been hanging on with that long. So you got to see everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to see everything. I've been an Eagles fan since 1980. You know what? I've been an Eagles fan since the late 1900s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was born in the late 1900s, like you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. What we get to be right now that Cowboy fans don't get to be is, and Commander fans is, modern era winners. They don't know what that's like. So, and it's been a while since the Giants. The Giants are definitely a modern era winner. You know what I'm saying? They're a couple of their rings are platinum or white gold, but when it comes to the Cowboys and the Commanders and all them, all their rings are 24 karat gold. You know what I'm saying? And all their Super Bowls were won in the late 1900s. So it don't we're not the same. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why, and considering what all of them got going on, and listen, Jesse, you know, after what happened to y'all last year, and seeing Saquon, I always like to I tell Giants fans, I say this, I can end the conversation with just telling y'all the debate with y'all is just like, hey, you do realize when Saquon goes into the Hall of Fame, he's going in as an Eagle, right? Just so you sure. Just was born in 95, late 1900s, Leo. Yeah, yeah, the late 1900s. What's going on, Marcus Blackman? What up, Marcus Blackman? What's good, dog? Talking about, we talking, live reaction post game. Look at yeah, I got looking at Andrew McCuba with his pick six. Jesse, Leo, I can relate, and we beat the GOAT twice. Yup, y'all did beat 17. Yup, 17-1. Yup. What up, Marcus? Yeah, man, we up here just talking Eagles football and what we saw in the preseason and stuff like that. Just trying to hold it down for my man, Philly 500, because he's battling with some health issues and couldn't go very long. So I wanted to make sure I did this at least for him. Just hold it up while he can till we get him back and get his announced. Looking forward to it. In the meantime, hey folks, listen, please hit the like button. I need the hookup for real. Hook, I need the hookup. Holla if you hear me. You know what I'm saying? So please do. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, I think that I'm looking forward to the next preseason game, because that's going to be more of a dress rehearsal. I believe we'll see more of what we're going to have going on. Looking forward to hearing what's going to be coming out of training camp this week, especially the things that happen in this game, what can be built upon. And then again, what can and listen, it's not just about the players. Okay, it's not just about the players. It's also about the coaching too. You know what I'm saying? We need to make sure I want to see how the coaching, is the play calling balanced. You know what I'm saying? Are they efficient in getting the calls in? Are they efficient with, like, are they putting people in the right position? You know what I'm saying? Are players making the same mistakes in this game that they did in the last game? You know what I'm saying? Are players still find themselves out of positions? Again, Leo, what's your NBA team growing up? Mine's was Lakers. Mine's was the I'm about 34 miles outside of Philadelphia. So for me growing up, my favorite basketball player was, when I was a little kid, was listen, Dr. J, and then it became Michael Jordan as I got older. You know what I'm saying? I remember the parade and the goodbye tour when Dr. J was retiring. I think I was like 11 when he retired. And at that time, that was like 86. And at that time, Michael Jordan was, blazing through the league. So he was just, because Jordan got drafted, I think, in 84. So I was 9 when Jordan got drafted, and then, just followed him throughout his whole career. But starting off when, Dr. J was the one for me, you know. Um, I mean, not what Marcus Black. I just watched the starters would play more because they need to play. Chemistry is key. Absolutely, and I think that's what we're going to see, in the course of the next couple of weeks. The Eagles collective podcast has said, for them, he said it's true, which is what they said was true, is that, right now for us, Marcus, it's all about depth. You know what I'm saying? What kind of depth do we have? Because that's where we at right now. We're not even evaluating the starters. We're just evaluating these other guys that are on the team. And, Moses Malone, yeah. Chocolate Thunder, you know what I'm saying? So no, that was Darryl Dawkins. But again, I'm just saying, y'all, like, this was today was a good day, in my opinion. No one was really hurt. Again, want to make sure that Jacorian Bennett is okay. He went out of the game for a hot second and came back in. So we'll see. Yeah, thank you, David. Yeah, y'all, if y'all haven't already, please hit that like button. Even if you just dipping in and dipping out, dip in and hit the like button, and then you could dip out before you go. You know what I'm saying? Because I really appreciate it. Got to get these likes up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Bird section. We're building these numbers. We're getting them up there, y'all. We're trying to get this going, because I'm going to tell y'all right now, this live right now, more than likely is probably, like, from now, between now and week 1, these are probably going to be really light types of videos. But once week 1 start, oh shit. Okay, because I like I said, I'm gonna continue to. I invite everybody. I want all the fan bases represented at the Bird section, because I want y'all to all feel comfortable with coming here and talking y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. Marcus Blackman says Bob McAdoo was my favorite player back in the day. I remember. Oh wow, damn, Marcus, you seen it all. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, yeah, Me and Metal Mike say he like Kobe and LeBron. Yeah, I would imagine. You know what I'm saying? I have an 18-year-old who, and you know what, real quick, shout out to Leo Bridgewater Jr. Okay, shout out to my son. Y'all, he's moving into his dorm room tomorrow. He starts college. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, all his hard work. Son, I'm so proud of you. You know, even though you stand taller than me, you know what I'm saying? You know, in my mind, you're always gonna be that little boy, which is why I still say with your little ass when I'm yelling at you, even though you're taller than me. You know, you'll always be that little boy. Son, I love you. I love the man that you are becoming. You know, I couldn't be so proud of you and your little brother. And shout out to Langston Bridgewater too. My man started his trials. We just finished weapons training and started his trials when it comes to his journey to becoming a black belt in martial arts. You know, he has a very good record in competitive martial arts with fighting and everything like that. So these kids, you know, my sons, they doing their own thing, man. So shout out to them. Had to have a proud moment. And then real quick, shout out to thank you, Marcus. Shout out to my wife and my and her family. They just lost the matriarch of their family yesterday or day before. Yeah, it was yesterday. No, day before yesterday. Yeah, 2 days ago we lost the matriarch of our family, Caroline Williams, Mommy Callan. She was 93 years old, big time Eagles fan. You know, first time the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I was with her. You know, and she was, you know, and I was just talking to with my mother-in-law about her, and she told me that she actually had stayed up and watched all. She watched the entire the last preseason game. You know, she was into it. She was heavy into football. Okay, so the I told my wife this morning the world is a little less bright because she's not here, but I dedicated the season to her. So, Mommy Callan, I love you. I thank you for being here. I thank you for your you know, you welcome me into the family, and thank you for all the values that you placed on your granddaughter and your great grandkids. You know, we thank you, and you know, we're definitely going to miss you, but we know that you're not hurting anymore. And the Eagles are going to, and I did tell her that I believe that we were going to win the Super Bowl again. So she, you know, I'm glad she passed on being able to have witnessed the Eagles winning, and you know, what I'm saying, knowing that we were probably going to end up being on our way to winning another Super Bowl. So, you know, shout out to you, Mommy Callan. I love you. Rest in peace. That being said, you know, I'm about to end this stream because I got to get ready to get going. But look, y'all, again, everyone is welcome here. Okay. Everyone is welcome here. I don't care who your team is. You come on to the bird section, okay? You know what I'm saying? And talk your shit. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Philly 500, please get better. Hey, y'all. Philly 500, if you haven't been to Philly 500's page, please go on his page, hit the like and subscribe button. But especially when you look at that live stream, that man did that entire live stream, you know what I'm saying, while feeling sick. He's battling COVID, you know what I'm saying, him and his entire family. So please hold him up in prayer, and you know, for asking God for healing hands on him and his family, so we can have him back by week 1. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't been to Philly 500's page, please go on his page, hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely go on Mark Holmes, the Joe Boo Sports Report, hit the like and subscribe buttons, subscribe to his channel, and also to my man Game Time Brian. Go on his channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button too. Jesse, we in the weeds, Leo. Okay, yeah, I'm smoking the weeds right now, Jesse. Okay, just so we're clear. All right. So with that being said, hey y'all, I hope y'all have a good, happy, and healthy weekend. Enjoy the day. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on it. I might come on. I'll probably be on tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Especially just to give my reaction to some things, especially after the Cowboys.